Hey, welcome back everybody. Today we're doing some of the stuff for the bedsides. You can see I've already attached this lower bracket. It's the exact OEM bracket. Pretty much the exact same spot as it would normally mount with the OEM bedsides. Normally there's a bunch of stuff that the bedsides mount to up there, which is why this kind of, wiggles laterally. I will end up making a bracket now for that. Probably just one little connection that should keep it from really wiggling. Coming over to the other side, you can see this bracket here normally was here and this angled down, and it would have met up perfectly with the bottom just like OEM, but instead I went straight across here, popped the hole for this kind of beauty bolt, I guess you could say, just to make it look a little fancier, I guess.
This next segment is called, Oh, You Think You're Fancy? I'm gonna quiz you and we're gonna just find out how fancy you are.
Let's do it.
Oh, you think you're fancy? Then how many forks are on the table at a formal setting?
And all right. Been working on these, getting nice and flush here. Looking pretty good overall. This side, once again, same thing. Just need a little bit of support. Probably just gonna use something like this. Pop a hole, measure it, bend it 90 degrees so I can have another hole. And then I'll pop it in somewhere, wherever it lines up with one of those bolts. I just want to make it easy, because if I have to lift up this super heavy bed every single time with taking these on and off for paint, prep, it's just going to make me super sad. Alright, a couple last things before we get into the bed stiffeners. On the original bedsides here, there was this piece, whichever way it went. Cut it out, and it just fits right up in here. As you can see, this one's in place. So it allows everything that's originally bolted in to continue being bolted where it should be, instead of putting a bunch of washers back here. And I guess you could do that, and it might make things easier. For me, I'm using it to pinch the fiberglass in, so this actually screws right in where it would have anyway. It also works for the bed stiffener up top. A couple other things, this piece here, which you can see is just loose on this one. Same thing, came off this inner lip here, and it has the little grommets for where the tail light pops in before they screw in. And the other thing that's nice about it is I can actually use it as a support for the fiberglass. So I just pick some spots, threw rivets in, mostly so when I pop the taillights out, these actually stay in one spot and they don't bend and flex, because otherwise they're just mounted to these points. But beyond that, once again, riveted in. This is all one piece. Now the bedsides are screwed in just like they would have been anyway. And the only thing I may have to resolve is still some sanding to take care of the gap with the taillights, just to make the gap nice and consistent. All right, and onto the bed stiffeners. The top one here is going to be a 10mm, as usual. Most of them are 10s until you get to the bottom. You're going to have to remove this kind of ring. It's going to be a T40. And then this will not be used again. I've looked for ways where I could incorporate it as a washer on this piece, and you'd have to cut this old washer off. mess with all this stuff, it just wouldn't really be worth it. There's these ones right here. Not really that big of a deal. So the new one is going to get a 16 millimeter. It comes with 3 additional bolts that we're going to be drilling for. And that is going to now be 13. First time I've used 13 on this. This one's actually 12. The rest are 10. And then this is that same T40. And then finally, the last big one for all the bed bolts is the T55. Very large. Simple enough. Done. This is how it will look when they're all removed. This side, as you know, has not this back brace on it at all. So I'm not gonna do this one. I'll start on this side. It's a good idea just to get everything kind of semi-tightened where you like it before you do these. But yep, let me just punch some holes in here. We'll put these other bolts in. We'll check in a sec.
You don't want wonky holes. So you're gonna line it up, then you, just one time.
All right. Super easy with the 3-hole punch. All finished up. Now it's all bolt time. Nothing too difficult to do here. Nice and straight, not too wacky. As you can see, the backside of these two are very easily accessible to put a washer and nut on. This one is going to take a little bit of fiddling with your fingers to get up in there. Not that big of a deal. Same with over here. Pop these in. Boom. And once again, only one has the difficult position to get to with some cobwebs. All right, let me tighten these things up and go over some of the other stuff. All right, bolts are all on, and the nuts, I should say. Easiest way for this one is just slide up the washer, kind of barely poke the bolt through, get it on, then take the nut, slide it up the same way and just kind of get it up onto the bolt. And yeah, just kind of hand thread it. Finally, you'll get to the point where you can just, you know, use a wrench and then tighten these on this side. Once again, 13 mils, 16, T55, and then these are usually 10 mils. I switched to the fancy because I just think it's fun. It's a little bit something else to do here. And yeah, it's looking good on this side. Still have to adjust this. I'll kind of mess with the other tail light. I did the other side already, as you saw. It's all about kind of where this sits with the new tail light before I rivet this in. I don't want it to be, you know, just impossible or have 5 different holes drilled. Yeah, this is all done on the top. Same as OEM. It's all holding it very nicely. They're all in there. So I still have that same function. It does kind of sit a little above. Usually there's that black plastic piece that sits up a little higher, but it looks fine. And I think it's worth it. If you've ever used these and you know about these, you know that they're awesome. So why would I get rid of them for now? Only other thing to note, when I've been doing this tailgate on and off, you realize how really easy it is for someone to steal this thing. I mean, it just pops right off. And that is how it comes. So what people say to do is just get one of these clamps, get it on there. It'll make it so that little slot is blocked. It can't come off. Obviously, anyone can just undo this. So you get something that's a little awkward or complex, not just a Phillips head. And then, yeah, you know, it comes with something like this to twist it on, but it'll just make it more difficult for someone to steal it in the hardware store parking lot while you're in there for an hour, and maybe someone will finally look at them and say, are you stealing that, sir? But I doubt it. Most people will just watch it go, and you'll come out to your truck sad.
Though many saw, no one so much as called the police. They all just watched.
All right, next episode, we're going to do a relay. Got it. Once again, it's up under there, as y'all saw. It'll sort this. I got hood pins coming, so we'll go ahead and cut out wherever this needs to go. Probably somewhere in this brace. It'll look nice once we get it sorted. Got this one bent down. Everything's kind of looking good with that. Yeah, lights are looking nice. I'll start finishing up all these. Everything here, just get it nice and finished up, and work on these brackets as discussed back in there. And yeah, probably have to do the body work on this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Guess I'll just do some Bondo. I don't know if I really need to do fiberglass repair for something like that. It just doesn't need to be super strong. I'm not going to be sitting on these bedsides like, you know, back in the day. But yeah, looking pretty good. Thanks for watching once again. Hope you're enjoying the build. It's coming along. I'm also going to work on which angle to cut this at. So far, I kind of want to keep it with this lower angle here. So all this is going to get removed when the custom bumper is put on. We'll see how it looks, but yeah, if I go with this line, I'm going to end up cutting all this off and then making it either straight across, which I'm not going to do. I've already kind of decided. I'm in between having this line, which is kind of more of this angle, or just this one, which I think looks the best from a distance. But we'll figure it out. It'll look pretty cool. Exhaust. I should just cut that off. Yeah, give me a second. Okay. Just wanted to chop it from right there so it kind of dumps. Just can't stand it sticking out. Don't think it looks good. It's most certainly not good for approach angles when you're off-roading. Once again, slide up under here. Get my light.
Aziz, light! Much better, thank you, Aziz.
Yeah, easy. Just chopped it. Just like that. I'm sure later I'll end up taking that muffler off and doing something cool, maybe. Maybe just a glass pack. I honestly am not sure. But yeah, I've been meaning to do this, so I might as well just take care of it now, because I keep forgetting. All right, that's it. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you next time.